continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. "161 years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence."
I believe that if you get your degree, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Two teams facing off on the MIAA opening day. We've had one conference matchup all year, and the Bulldogs are looking to start their conference season strong, but it will be against a Calvin team who won the only conference win so far when they played against a dominant Alma team, and they took them out 22-2. My name is Sean Whitmer, and you are watching Adrian College TV here on YouTube and the MIAA Network as we prepare for some men's lacrosse action in this conference battle. Calvin enters at a total of 4-6. As I mentioned, they have that one conference win in a blowout fashion. Bulldogs enter 6-5. They lost their last contest to Illinois Wesleyan 23-18. Prior to that, they took the win against Allegheny College 20-4. Bulldogs have been very dominant at home this year, and they've done a good job all season when it comes to defending Docking Stadium. They'll look to do more of the same today as we have 3 minutes until the game will start. Looking at some of the players to watch coming in, it's going to be for the Bulldogs, Michael Jonas, a dominant player for the Bulldogs. He's already accumulated 70 points on the season, 44 goals, 26 assists, and he is a record breaker for this Dogs offense. Usually plays behind the net to set things up for them. Looking over on the Calvin side, player to watch for them is Drew Garrison, a defender who is everywhere on the field, as he does just about a little bit of everything, grabbing 43 ground balls, 24 caused turnovers. Just the type of player you really hope will have an impact today. Bulldogs like to transition and get things rolling in a hurry. We'll see if they're able to do such. In this one, as we get ready to get everything rolling here in Docking Stadium. It is Autism Awareness Night here for the men's lacrosse program here at Adrian College. So they're going to line up. Coming into today, you really have to wonder if we're going to see the same goalies we've seen in the last game between these two, as a lot of returning impactful players across these two teams. As we get some good looks down there on the field. Of course, like I said, this being the opening day for the MIAA, really, as we have Albion versing Hope, Calvin at Adrian, and Alma at Kalamazoo. All of those games starting just about right now, so it's going to be an interesting one. We're going to take a quick step away. Don't go anywhere here on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, welcome to the home of Adrian College Athletics. Brought to you by Adrian College Television. Follow us on social media to be connected to the latest broadcasts, news, highlights, and more. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. ACTV's social media handle is at Adrian College TV on all platforms. Thank you to all of our fans who tune in to support us at ACTV.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
Hello and welcome back here on Adrian College TV. My name is Sean Whitmer, and you're watching men's lacrosse. Now down to the sideline with our sideline reporter, Alexander Herman.
Now for your Adrian College Bulldogs. Number 1, Trace Tidwell. Number 4, Derek Hassel. Number 6, Austin Selvage. Number 8, Alex Winiger. Number 19, Cameron Reed. Number 22, Riley Edwards. Number 23.
Loss against North Central, so expect a very, very hungry team to face off with the Bulldogs. The last time these two teams met, it was a 9-8 overtime victory for Calvin. There was a lot of penalty trouble for the Bulldogs, so they're going to look to rewrite that script, do a lot better in this one. This is going to be a tight game, certainly a fun one. Sean, we'll send it back up to you in the booth.
Yeah, we're definitely hoping for a tight game up here between these two teams. Conference play is always fun here in the MIAA. Get to see some pleasantries occur, and it's two teams that get to see each other often that don't quite like each other. As we get prepared, starters have been announced, and I believe it is going to be the two same goalies that we seen last year between these two teams. Between Corgan Schaumburg, believe that is him heading to net right now. And of course for the Bulldogs, it's the record breaker, Sam Spangler, number 23 for the Bulldogs. Both teams making sure they shake hands before we get underway. Sportsmanship matters here as the opening face-off will go to the Knights, and they're going to whiff on that first shot, fan it right over. It'll stay Calvin ball. It's going to be played up for Carpenter. Over to Warners. Plays it across to the wide side of the field. Now coming back for Smith. Smith looks to make a face dodge. He's going to stop, pull back a little bit. Now sling it underneath. Wrapping it around. Some chirping coming from the bench area. Smith Goes down below. Trying to make a move unsuccessfully is Carpenter. Carpenter puts the brakes on. That's Warner's actually. Plays it over for Smith. One of the top players with a spin move. The shot just high, and it gets over. It's going to be awarded to the Knights of Calvin. As they're going to start things back up from behind. And some physicality there in front of the goal. Bulldog bench loves it. Playing it behind is Carpenter, now up to Smith. Tries to make a move around Horoff, who knocks it loose. And the Bulldogs defense is getting physical, looking to make a steal. The ball still loose on the ground. It knocks free into the Bulldogs offensive zone. Scooped up. And there's going to be a whistle. They're saying that he stepped out of bounds. Calvin is ecstatic. They're going to take possession, and they're playing into the offensive zone quickly. Played back for Warners. Now he'll clear out of the zone. Playing it is DeSarbo. Running it forward. Giving it back to Holobeek. Swung underneath. Trying to make a move. Now going to just pass it over to DeSarbo, who's unmanned. He'll swing it back up top to Holobeek. Holobeek goes underneath. Just playing aggressive. The backhand attempt is knocked away. Bulldogs still unable to come away with possession. As the Knights doing a good job.
Thank you so much for winning it, and I really appreciate it.
Just trying to make moves away from the man as their teammate takes a shot into the side of the net. And it's going to stay Calvin ball. Still trying to make a move. Horoff playing great defense as this shot will score, and Calvin strikes first. The Knights take the 1-0 lead. As we look here at the celebration after that last goal, the Knights are ecstatic. Coming in for the faceoff is Nico Palazzolo, the freshman out of Warren De La Salle. And the Bulldogs are going to have possession in the offensive zone for the first time. Of course, Palazzolo, multi-position player. He doesn't have to sub off. Now he will. Hassel. Playing it to the wide side. Swinging it around. It's going to go back over to Tidswell. Tidswell looks to make a face dodge. He's going to fake the shot. Smart job pulling up there as Schaumburg was 100% waiting. 3 people manning the ball as it finds its way to Winiger. Swings it. Tidswell makes a move towards the net. He's going to pass it back underneath. Looking for the nice screen. And the great defense being played by McKinney. As Jonas gets taken down and no whistle. Dog players were waiting. There's going to be no penalty. It's going to be Calvin possession. And Calvin is feeding off the energy right now. Here right in front of the booth, they are jumping up and down with excitement. Playing it over to Westra. Gives it back for Warners. Warners slows it down, gives it back up top. It's Blackman. Trying to play with it is Smith, the senior. Sends it underneath. It's going to stay Grosse Pointe possession. Warners. It's a move toward the goal. He's being manned. He gets past his man. The shot knocked free. Still bouncing around. The second attempt will skip past. And it's going to be Calvin possession. They're saying Smith got there first. Gonna pass it right in front. The shot will score. Calvin takes the second to extend the lead. Just a phenomenal job by the Knights to move the ball around, passing it right into the slot. And that's a tough one for Spangler to handle. They'll take the early 2-0 lead. Waiting the face-off now is going to be the freshman out of Naples, Florida, Josh Segura, going against Palazzolo. Skips free. Knocked back for the Bulldogs. Ball still loose. Nobody able to scoop the ground ball, as it's still bouncing around down there. A little bit of a scrum. And it's finally picked up with the long stick, flipped forward down the sideline. Well, Calvin understands momentum, and they're using it to their advantage right now, not slowing down. Giving it back to Griffith. He's going to run it up the sideline, unmanned. Going to swing it underneath to himself. Gets manned up finally. Nice spin move. Tries to cut in front, falling around. And it's going to be a shot, so it'll be Calvin possession still. Looking to take the screen. Now he passes it over to Blackman. Blackman getting manned up hard. That's Cam Reed, Bulldogs star defender. To break. Throws it over. As that ball gets loose. Scooping it is the Bulldogs. Bulldogs transition up the field. And there's going to be a whistle. And it's going to go Calvin's way. Bulldogs can't catch a break right now, as the Knights will get another one. And they have everything rolling in their direction. Nice move by Griffith. He'll pass it off. The shot from a tough angle skips away. Chasing after it is the Knights. They will keep possession. Playing it forward. And that's skipped away. But it's a shot, so Calvin will keep possession. I'd like to see what the Bulldogs defense can do, a spot that they've done very well this year. But right now, the Knights capitalizing on every attempt. Griffith puts the brakes on, gonna pass it over far side. Now swung underneath, where the offense runs. As that pass is knocked free. Still loose. Nobody able to scoop it cleanly as it's launched into the air. It sounded like a whistle. It's going to be Bulldog ball. Nobody taking a knee yet, so nobody in the box. Reed plays it forward. Jump shot will score. Bulldogs answer to make it 2-1. Just a great job by Michael Jonas. He's the leader of this offense. Where he goes, they go. And he knew when they needed him most with the jump shot. Just the engine that runs this show for the Bulldogs. That's going to make it his 45th goal on the season. His ball skipping around. It's loose up the field. And a nice spin. Looking to cut him off as players are falling, but the Knights will keep possession. Just pushing everyone off him is the 5'10 senior Christian Kohler. He scored the game winner the last time these two teams met. Played forward. It's going to get sent back to reset from up top. It's number 28, Jordan Warners. Makes the spin. Another one going back the other direction. Passing underneath. Back to Warner's. Nice face dodge, creates some space. The shot will score up top. Spangler can't handle it, and Warner's grabs another for the Knights. Warner's with a phenomenal play, grabbing himself another goal on the season. Bouncing around is the Calvin bench all day. Just loving the way their team's been playing, keeping that 2-game lead.
That switch that I was telling you about? Yes, can you switch it, please?
It's Hassel with a nice move, getting around, using the ref as a screen. Hassel passes it off. Now making a move right in front with the shot attempt, skipping away. Brandon Horoff doing everything he can, the super utility player for this Bulldogs team. Plays defense, plays offense, plays in the midfield. This ball is going to be rolled over to Trace Tidswell. Passes it back. They're swinging it around. Faking on the screen. Now back to Winiger. He rifles one up and over, and it's going to stay Bulldog possession. There's a nice face dodge. The shot is knocked away cleanly, but it's going to be scooped back up by Tidswell. As the Bulldogs looking to create offense, and that's going to be sent almost out of the stadium here. Looking at some of those houses back behind, and that's what the ball was aiming for. It's loose on the ground. Picked up, knocked back loose. Now finally gathered cleanly. Tidswell re-picks it. He'll pass it underneath. Hassel puts the brakes on, takes the screen, sent to the point, and that's off the crossbar. Trying to touch the sun with it. Bulldogs will get there first, so they'll keep possession. They might not have the most shot attempts, but their shot attempts are coming with some heat. As this one up close, going to skip away, grabbed by the Knights. They're trying to transition. It's Brian who plays it backwards for his goalie. Now up to Brian. He's transitioning into the offensive area. Playing it slowly. The Knights are slowing everything down, doing what they can. 4:30 left in the game, or in the first quarter, mind you. Making a move is Thomas Smith. He's going to pass it back behind. Now passed over to the near side of the field, unable to handle the pass. Bulldogs will take possession. Going to be played back for Spangler. He's looking to play it up. Now making a nice move. Getting around the defender. Transitioning cleanly. Playing it in front, but unable to handle the pass. Knights will take it back. They're playing it around. Over to Kohler. So he's going to sprint it on. Go to the wide side of the field. Kohler takes it back behind, doing it all himself. 25 seconds off the shot clock. Looking to make a move around the defender. It's going to be played back, now up top. Trying to make a move is Hollebeck. Playing around with it, putting the brakes on. As it's going to be knocked loose. It's still on the ground, finally scooped up by Carpenter. So he looks to make a play with it. Down in close, Bulldogs getting physical, and a great snag to prevent the turnover by Blackman. 20 seconds remain on the shot clock as that one will score with 15 on. The Knights take the 4-1 lead. As the Knights are doing everything they want in this game, moving up to 4-1. Now waiting the face-off. Bulldogs need to swing momentum right now. A lot of tangling, but Palazzolo will come away with it cleanly. Now he runs forward in the offensive area without passing. Going to give it over to Cam Reed, a very offensive defensive player. As this ball skips away and it's going to go out of bounds off the ref. So Calvin will take possession the other way. Playing forward is Desabaro. Trying to make a move. Gonna put the brakes on. Desabaro.
I can see the red jerseys really well, but we almost blend in with, they're pretty blended.
Playing it from behind is the Knights. They're looking to make a move forward, but they're gonna keep putting the brakes on. Number 37, Halabeek. Ball drops loose on the ground. It's going to be grabbed up by Spangler. He looks to clear it out. Can't get it into the offensive zone. Stolen right back by the Knights. They look to make a move forward as that pass gets loose. Cam Reed going to pick it up and sling it across to the other side of the field. As this pass gets a little loose and the Knights can't, and the Bulldogs can't handle it. Knights running the offense from the wide side. Passing it around nicely. Braden Carpenter. Swinging it back. Now up top. That's Thomas Smith. Makes a move, slinging it, and it's going to be saved by Spangler. He looks to reset the offense. Playing it on the near side. Winiger going to play it back to the middle. That's Cam Reed. As the Bulldogs looking to start their offense. Hassel plays it behind. Calvin Bench getting wild and rowdy as this shot escapes. Bulldogs will keep possession. 12 seconds on the clock in the first quarter. Nice move. Hassel's shot bouncing around, grabbed cleanly, sent up the field. Great clear. Spangler will grab it and just launch it up the field. But that'll end up doing it in this first quarter of play. It's been a very tight and physical game for both sides, but the Bulldogs are down 4-1 to the Knights. Coming in here out of Calvin, Michigan. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, welcome to the home of Adrian College Athletics. Brought to you by Adrian College Television. Follow us on social media to be connected to the latest broadcasts, news, highlights, and more. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. ACTV's social media handle is at Adrian College TV on all platforms. Thank you to all of our fans who tune in to support us at ACTV.
Hello and welcome back here on Adrian College TV as we prepare for the second quarter of play. Been a little bit lower scoring, all things considered, for the Bulldogs when they play at home, as only 5 goals in this one. We've had Braden Carpenter grab 2 for the Bulldogs. It was Michael Jonas who scored the 1. No surprise there. Calvin fans didn't travel well, but they brought enough players on their bench to make up for it. So far in the game for the Knights, Braden Carpenter with 2 goals, Jordan Warners with 1, and Theodore Hollabeck, mind you, grabs the other. As we await the start of the second quarter, we're going to start with another face-off. Going the other way now. See if that change has any effect as Palazzolo comes away with it, swings it back to Spangler. Now it's played behind for Spangler. Playing around cleanly is the Bulldogs. They look to get their offense in motion. Fake shot, gonna keep it. Now play it behind Michael Jonas. Pass to Reed. Cam Reed with the shot will score. One of the better offensive defenders out there, as that's going to be Cameron Reed's. I believe that's going to be his 7th goal on the season for the Bulldogs. Just a good job striking quickly to slow momentum that the Knights grabbed early in that first quarter. Quick whistle following the face-off. It's going to be Bulldog possession. Playing around with it. The quick shot. It's going to stay Bulldog possession. Look to be Hassel on the shot. Reed going to come in and play offense as this ball will escape. It goes over the line. It's Knights' ball. Running with speed is McKenney. That one escapes and Bulldogs retake possession. Sam Spangler going to launch it up forward. Bulldogs just trying to pass it cleanly. Winiger sends it up the middle. It's knocked free, flipped up into the air. Winiger keeps it in the offensive zone, but the Knights will take it back. They're going to play it forward. It's August Bryan, as this one's going to be off some iron and stay alive for the Bulldogs. It's going to be Knight possession. We got the sun coming out here late in southern Michigan. This ball just going to be rolled over to Christian Collier. They're going to play it behind. Put the brakes on and the shot will find its way through as Spangler can't handle it. Another good goal by the Knights. Just putting the brakes on right in front with the spin shot. There's not a lot Spangler's able to do as he tried to block it with his legs. It just got away from him. So now we'll have Nate Hansen on the face-off against Nico Palazzolo. Palazzolo comes away with the face-off, going to flip it into the offensive zone quickly to Reed. Now back to Palazzolo. Plays it over to the other side of the field. Playing it on the wide side. Now underneath. 2 players down below the net for the Bulldogs. Good job avoiding the screen. Now it's played back. Just a little 1-2 over here on the near side of the field. Playing it up top. Trying to make a move. This one's going to skip around. Bulldogs will keep possession. Swinging it. The shot will score. Just rifled from a little bit of distance, but not a problem for Alec Winiger, as that's going to be his 20th goal on the season. So the Bulldogs keeping it close as it moves to 5-3. As we await the face-off, Bulldogs need as many of these to go their way as they can, and Palazzolo is starting to get hot on the dot as he takes that one, now running it wide side. A little bit of toe stepping. This one's going to be whistled, and it's going to be night possession. So they're going to be happy about that. With the long stick. The short pass gets loose on the ground. Bulldogs scoop it. It's Horoff unable to handle it as he gets cut off in front. Now played into the offensive zone. Selvage on. He's going to swing it back for Brandon Horoff. Winiger swings it to the wide side of the field. Putting everything he had into it, as it's going to stay Bulldog possession. 60 seconds on the shot clock. Playing it over to Tidswell. Now back for Edwards to Tidswell. Down to the wing, back to Tidswell. Makes a move around one. Plays it in front with the shot up close, and a goal for the Bulldogs. Michael Jonas does it again. Just a phenomenal job by the Bulldogs as they score. It's flipped right into a cutting Jonas. When he's up close like that, it's got to be a goalie's nightmare, as he is beyond successful when it comes to scoring goals. Sitting at 5-4, Bulldogs cutting this lead. As Palazzolo will win another faceoff. He's going to run it up the offense as that skips loose and just knocked out of play by Austin Selvage. 10 minutes and 40 seconds remain in the first half of play. The Knights just flipping it around. Kohler. Now Smith. Tries to make a move around Horoff. Like I said earlier, one of the better utility players for the Bulldogs, but just a phenomenal catch by Blackman, reaching out there to grab it. Now a nice move off the face guard. This shot kicked away by Sam Spangler, keeping this a one-score game. Smith looks to take a tough shot. It's going to stay Knight possession, but it's off a tough angled shot. Playing it on the far side of the field, trying to get around the defender. It's going to be Warner's. As the defense switches, Horoff picks him up. Now Smith makes another move off the face guard. This shot skips away. It's going to stay Knight possession. As the shot clock is winding down and the Knights are unable to get a clean look. Shot clock will expire. Shot missed anyway, so Bulldogs will grab possession. Spangler looking to start the offense the other way with 9:15 left in the first half. Down 1. Spangler just walking up the field as he's going to send this, and it's going to be caught perfectly in the air by Corgan Schaumburg. Playing a little bit of mind games is the Bulldogs goalie. Just a lot of physicality, and then it's flipped out of play. It's going to be Bulldog possession, and the Calvin bench area does not like it as they are livid. Playing it forward is Horoff. He's going to go to the wide side of the field. As the Bulldogs are slowing everything down, now playing it underneath. Looking to make a move, pass right in front, the shot will score. Bulldogs tie it up.
Bulldogs goal number 29, Michael Jonas.
The Bulldogs tie it up to make it 5-5 here. And of course, who else but Michael Jonas with the goal. It's what he does best, as he is the record holder for this school. And with that being his 3rd goal on the game, it also gives him 47 goals on the season. When the team needs him most, he is doing everything he can, as this faceoff is going to be blown dead. And I believe Calvin Ball, after a lot of physicality coming out of Nico Palazzolo, plays it right in front. The shot will score. Calvin answers, and the drought will stop as they take the lead right back. As it sounded like that was Braden Carpenter accredited with that goal. Scratch said it's going to be 39. Riley DeSarbo. Playing around with it. That's Sam Burke in there for one of the first times I've seen him on the faceoff today. Bulldogs pressuring as the Knights are trying to get it pushed up the field. Gage. Now spin move from Alluri, but the whistle stops, and it's Bulldog possession. Knights with another turnover. Spangler to Winiger. Winiger plays it to the wide side of the field, cutting in and swinging it back for Ristow, as a whistle will blow, and it's going to be Calvin possession. 7:15 left. Some physicality as the Knights cross into the offensive zone. Bulldogs stacking the defense as a flag will fly. The yellow is sent. Looks like a Calvin player kicked the flag out of the way. Now it's played over to Kohler. As this one sent out of bounds, and the whistle will blow. An interesting call to see. One team is going to be a man up. And Bulldogs are running off the field. I don't see anyone staying in front of the table. So now we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a ref conference. Trying to confirm the call, make sure they get it right. Looks like it's going to be offside, if I heard that correct. I, however, do not see anyone serving. As now it's played back for Smith. And another whistle will sound. Looks as if the clock is wrong. They reset the clock to 60. Knights running the same offense. Blackman plays it underneath for Bledsoe. Looking for the spin shot, but taken down. The whistle sounds. It's going to stay Knight possession. Bulldogs getting a little bit too physical for their own good. As Warner's pass to Smith will score from distance. He gets the shot to go around Cam Reed, and the Knights take a 2-goal lead. Just a great job by Cam Smith as he rifles it around the defense and threads the needle to beat Sam Spangler and take the 7-5 lead here on ACTV, as we have Nico Palazzolo facing off against number 9 Nate Hansen. As Palazzolo gets shoved down, and that's going to be Bulldog possession. Reed scoops it. He's going to play it over to Palazzolo, who gets taken out from behind. A great use of the stick by August Bryan, and they're going to go the other way. The Knights play it down the wide side of the field. Now pass it in close. The jump shot is knocked away, and Spangler looks to be the first one there. It's Bulldog possession. As this one's knocked free, scooped back up by the Bulldogs. Knight bench area happy about what they've seen from their defense as they are pressuring here. It's going to get played up into the offensive zone. A hard cross check and a little bit of a sandwich causes a turnover. Knights going the other way. They have the advantage. Pass in front with the backhand attempt, and it skips away. Whistle sounds. It's going to be Bulldog possession. Spangler will initiate the offense. To Reed, who launches it up the field. A diving goalie in Corgan Schaumburg as the Bulldogs keep possession. Pass in front, the backhand attempt around the back as it's going to stay Bulldog possession. A big call there with 5 minutes remaining in the first half. They're going to play it underneath, swinging it to the right wing. Now over. The shot off the ground will score. Derek Hassel, the senior out of Louisville, Kentucky, will score his 9th on the season. Great teamwork passing it around. Once Hassel got it, he's seen nothing but net, and that's what he wanted, so he took it. Derek Hassel cuts this lead to 1. Palazzolo awaiting the face-off, something he's done just about all game with no breaks. It's tied up, and the Knights come away with it. The pass up the middle of the field. They're going to pass it around. Nice spin move. As the Bulldog defense getting as physical as they can. Now Spangler going to hold it, looking for a teammate to pass it off with. He'll send it over to Picano. Now Cam Reed with the high pass into the offensive zone. Hassel going to play it underneath, back to Hassel. Now up top. Faking the shot and giving it up, as this shot will find its way out of play. Bulldogs regain possession. Going to play it from underneath. Looks to be Michael Jonas, can't catch a number. Giving it over to Selvage. Back to Selvage. Now back underneath The spin shot will score again. Michael Jonas is on fire.
Adrian College goal number 29, Michael Jonas from number 6.
As they passed it around nicely, Selvage sent it to Jonas, who made a nice move in front to get his 4th goal of the game and tie this one up. At this rate, he's going to be sick and tired of hearing his name when this one is over, as Palazzolo awaits the face-off. Looks to be number 9, Nate Hansen for the Knights, but the Bulldogs skip it forward into their offensive zone. Knights take it away. It's passed up. A lot of players in the offensive area as the Knights look to make a move. It's number 20, Kohler. Just playing slow, playing patient. DeSarbo gets manned up, takes the shot anyway, and it will find its way out of play. Now playing it from behind is Carpenter. He's manned up, but tries to make a move. Passing it around. Smith takes the shot attempt right into Spangler's stick as it's played forward, and the Knights take possession back. Blackman. Now over to Warners. Smith. As that pass is unable to be handled, he looked before he had it as Horoff, he has speed and he sprints forward, flag flies. It's passed right in front and the goal will be scored. And it counts. Michael Jonas was left alone and he'll score again for the 5th time as Horoff raced up the field and found Jonas all alone for the easy goal. As it's going to be a 1-minute call. I didn't see the signal, but it's going to go against number 35, Joshua Moyer, a senior out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Palazzolo stays with the face-off. The face-off is won by Nico. Played down the wide side. As the whistle will sound, and we're going to have ourselves a timeout by Adrian College as they are doing everything they can to keep this lead. And they are going to take a timeout to keep things going. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be right back here on ACTV.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Hello and welcome back here on Adrian College TV. My name is Sean Whitmer. You're watching men's lacrosse action as it's been a doozy and it's been a close one. Bulldogs are up 8-7, but the story of the game has been the physicality and the fact that these two teams seem to not care too much for each other. Their records are close. And of course, as our sideline reporter Alexander Herman said earlier, they went to overtime last year, and it has all the makings for an overtime bout again. Just very back and forth as the Bulldogs will start with possession on the wide side of the field. Going to play it up top. Back to the side, now underneath. Going to swing it back near side. Going back up top. Around as this shot will score, and Bulldogs are capitalizing.
Bulldogs goal number 8, Alec Winiger from number 6.
Alec Winiger, a great goal as Selvage will grab himself another assist. Winiger just put that shot on a frozen rope, finding the back of the net. I don't have to see the number on the faceoff for the Bulldogs. It's been Nico Palazzolo all day. He'll keep his spot doing it as this ball bounces around awkwardly and it skips forward. It's going to be night ball. Some great effort by Palazzolo. Now running down the middle is Kohler. Smith wants it. Keeps the defender on his back, and he'll take the shot. It'll be just wide as it finds its way out of play. Now playing it up top for Warners. Passes it. It's going to skip. Getting all tangled up, but the Bulldogs will come away with possession. Reed plays it to Spangler. Running up the middle. Puts the brakes on, plays it into the offensive zone. As there's going to be a whistle, it looks like we're going to have ourselves another timeout down on the field, and it's going to be a timeout for Adrian College, their second of the half. And I know we're getting close to halftime, but don't go anywhere as we still have a minute left to play here on Adrian College TV. My name is Sean Whitmer, and thank you for watching.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
Hello and welcome back as we continue action here in this MIAA contest between the Adrian College Bulldogs and the visiting Calvin Knights. Calvin was on fire early, but the Bulldogs have really stolen momentum as of late. Bulldogs with the possession. They're going to pass it over. Playing it on is Coakley. Now Tidswell going underneath. Back to Tidswell. He goes up top, now over to Coakley. Makes a nice move. Coakley with the screen pass right in front. Ball gets knocked loose. Great job by Coakley putting in the effort to fight for it, but the Knights will steal it away and pass to the very athletic goalkeeper, but he goes out of his box, so it'll be Bulldog possession. Coakley grabs it. Bulldogs playing it on. Coakley. That might be Jonas under there. So he makes a nice spin. It's going to be played over. No, that was Coakley underneath. As this shot will score. A great goal for the Bulldogs to end the half. Only 4 seconds remain. And that's going to be Trace Tidswell with his 13th goal on the season. Just a great job passing it around as Tidswell when he let that one go, he was aiming for the crossbar, and it fell just in time to be a goal. 4 seconds remain here in the first half. The tie-up is going to go to the Knights, and that will be the first half of play. Bulldogs started rough, but they were able to take a 10-7 lead into the half, as they've done a great job so far today. As we take a look at some of the players of the half. Jonas with 5 goals, Winiger with 2, Tidswell with 1. For the Knights, their leaders, Braden Carpenter grabbed himself 3 goals as well. Just been a great job for the Bulldogs, as they've been led by some defensive players and some offensive players in this game. And we're going to take a look down on the sideline with Alexander Herman, who has himself a defensive player.
Down here at the sideline with number 19, senior defenseman Cam Reed. Cam, the first quarter was a little bit rough. I think you guys were a little unexpected with the amount of offense that Calvin brought. Was that something that you guys thought was going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team for sure. I think we're just got to focus maybe a little less on what they're doing and focus a little bit more on us, and that's kind of what happened in the second quarter, and that's why we kept them at bay a little bit more, I think.
And to talk about the second quarter as well, you guys really seemed to come in your element. You had an onslaught of goals. You brought it back to 5-5. You brought it back to 7-7. You were in there the whole way, and now you're heading into the second half with a lead. What was the message going into that second quarter?
Well, I think we know how we are capable of playing. We just kind of have to get to that a little bit more. We weren't doing what makes us good in that first quarter, and when we got to our game plan a little bit more, then you see a little bit more success from us.
I think that offense could be attested to that big goal that you had 30 seconds into that second quarter right there. Can you walk us through that play?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they just tend to forget about me a little bit, and I'll take it. If I'm going to get open, I'm going to shoot it. So.
If you guys are going to win this one, what's the game plan going forward that you guys are going to talk about in the locker room?
I think we just got to stick to what we're doing right now. We don't need to have any crazy wrinkles or changes to what we're doing, but keep doing what makes us successful, and hopefully we get a win at the end here.
All right, thanks, Cam. Good luck. We'll send it back to you up in the booth, John.
Well, it's great said there from Cam Reed, talking about the defense on display and what they've been able to do well. We're going to hope that they can keep that up if you're a Bulldog fan, but the Knights are going to look to capitalize on all the mistakes the Bulldogs made early in the game to get everything rolling back the way it was in the start. That's it for us here on the first half of play. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be right back for the second half after a short intermission.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth, introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time that you will always look back on as special years. Never experienced before you arrive today, and never replicated after you graduate.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
Hello and welcome back here on Adrian College TV. My name is Sean Whitmer, and you are watching Bulldog Lacrosse, as they're looking to continue what was a very successful second quarter of play after a little bit of a rough first quarter, sitting at 10-7. And touching on that rough first quarter of play, Calvin was dominant. Now they're playing it around the wide side of the field. Calvin gonna play it up close, slow everything down. Now going underneath, swinging it over to Smith on the wing. He fakes the shot, gets around the defender, as this shot is gonna carry him off the post and be picked up. Yellow flag flies. And it's gonna finally be whistled dead as Calvin touches it. We're gonna have ourselves another player that has to serve. Looks like it's gonna be a 1-minute call on Thomas Smith. It's gonna be a slash for 1 minute. Of course, as Herman mentioned at the start of this game, penalties were a big issue in that first one that helped decide it. Penalties are starting to come up in folds here against the Knights as of late. So Bulldogs waiting for the whistle to sound so they can start play. Play it up the wide side. Hassel going underneath. Now over to Selvage. Goes back to the wide side. On a rope as this one escapes play. Bulldogs get there first. They'll keep possession. Putting the brakes on. Going to give it to the wing. Now going up top. Ball slips loose. Selvage takes it after the screen from Winiger. Now going over to Coakley on the wide side, and he sends this one high. It will be clarified as a shot. Hassel first one there. Now playing it up top. Winiger's shot will score. Just an absolute rifle from the Bulldogs on that shot. As it all started from the inbound, sent back to Alec Winiger, and he absolutely laced that one through the defense for a goal. And Michael Jonas just set another career record for assists for the Bulldogs. Hassel goes underneath. Now playing it to midfield. Hassel plays it patient. Of course, Michael Jonas got the assist on the pass to Alec Winiger's goal. So Jonas gets the assist on Winiger's last goal. That gives him the record, making him the leader in points, goals, and assists in his career. Now played back up top for Tidswell. 1-2, back to Tidswell. He makes a move. Edwards swings it back up top. Tidswell puts his shoulder into the defender, and he gets sandwiched. No whistle. Knights will take possession. Tidswell, he finds the physicality of this Knights defense as they're going to transition, but they don't have the players to make the offense flow. As the Knights playing it patient, letting this clock run down. Gonna play it underneath, swinging it over to Smith, trying to beat his man. As Smith takes the physicality, but he'll score through contact. Great job by the Knights. And of course, it's Thomas Smith who's played so well today. Just a great job by Thomas Smith fighting off the defense from Brandon Horoff to get himself the goal and cut this lead to 3. Palazzolo plays it as it skips around, and it's going to be covered up by Schaumburg. Knights with possession, sprinting into the offensive area with the long stick, skipping it up over the goal, and it's going to be Knight possession. Playing around with it, trying to make a move, puts the spin on. Now the breaks, goes back up top. Bolins with a nice fancy move before passing it off. Goes back up top for DeSarbo. Over to break. Knights using a lot of their shot clock here. Great pass. Another big hit after the shot. No hand raised, no flag flies. Played over for to break. Shot clock expiring. To break takes the shot late. Waiting for the official signal. And it's a goal for the Knights. They bring it back to 11-9. Palazzolo with the crucial face-off attempt going against Hansen. These two have been meeting on the dot so much today as Hansen takes a tumble, and the Bulldogs will recover possession. Swinging it around, now back to Spangler. Over to Winiger. Looked like the ref was setting a screen there, as Winiger will play it into the offensive area. Slowing down the offense is the Bulldogs. A nice face dodge. Now slowing down once again. Playing it back for Tidswell. Tidswell being manned. He's going to go to the other side of the field. Bulldogs with great passing, as this one sounded like it came off a helmet, and it's going to be Knight possession. Officials saying they beat it there. As they're going to pass it up the sideline. Going underneath, swinging it over to DeSarbo. Smith back up top. Nice spin move. Leaves the defender in his dust as Blackman unable to handle the pass. It's still scooting around on the ground. Some big physicality after scooping it, as two flags fly simultaneously, likely on the Knights. That looked like a borderline punch was thrown, and another flag flies. Things are getting out of hand here in the Docking Family Stadium, as we're going to see Horoff and Smith jog to the sideline. Refs having themselves a little bit of a conference. Smith knows that he's a culprit of one of those flags. If I had to guess, I'd say 2 of them are on Smith, and 1 of them is on that physical play that we seen after. Didn't catch a number on the Bulldog that threw the de facto punch, but it is likely that they will be penalized as well, maybe thrown out of this one. Waiting for the official word. So it's going to be Smith serving and Jack Messel. So Messel gets a cross check, didn't catch what Smith did. Both players are locked in the box. They can't go anywhere if there's a goal. So it stays Knight possession. Now that pass will escape, and it's going to be Bulldog ball. Take possession right back. Have to imagine they just want to slow things down and keep composure. They break into the offensive zone. Playing it up the wide side of the field. Back and forth. Nice face dodge. Jonas playing it from behind. Trying to get fancy with it. Now he'll just flip it to Winiger, who can't handle it. But he'll scoop it off the ground. No, he won't. It gets picked up. Going the other way is Brian for the Knights. As they move into the offensive zone. Played underneath. I believe that's Blackman playing it for the Knights offense. Horoff jogs on as it's flipped over. Smith puts his shoulder into Horoff as that pass will escape. Scooping it and starting things is the Bulldogs. Playing it over to Spangler. Bulldogs with 4 back. Now it's going to be sent around with the backpedaling Bulldogs behind the net. They're letting the shot clock wind here. They got 50 seconds left. Now it's played underneath. Back to Sparks on the wing. Back to Hassel, now Jonas. Now up top. For it looks like Strader. Sparks puts his shoulder in. Looked for the pass. Now he'll dish it out. Strader with a great move. Strader tries to bounce it in and it'll skip past. It's going to stay Bulldog possession. Knights are getting loud. Less than 10 remains and the Knights will steal it away. It's going to be Knights possession as they look to go 2-0 in the MIAA. And the Bulldogs look to go 1-0. One of these two teams will leave this game undefeated in the conference. As the Bulldogs playing it back to reset their offense. Now running it up the field. Contact, it's loose in front as a yellow flag flies. And that's likely going to be a Knight player sitting down. So we wait the official word. Another officials conference, something we've seen more of in this game than you might like. Looks like the official word is going to be penalty against Chuck McKenney. So Chuck McKenney will serve. Coakley sends it back. Passing around, jump shot. Finds the back of the net. Bulldogs score. Believe that was Michael Jonas once again, and it was Michael Jonas with a great goal. Coakley passed it, and it gets over to Winiger, finding Jonas with the spinning jump shot. Bulldogs are going to extend their lead back to 3. As we take a look around the conference briefly, it's the first quarter of play in Kalamazoo. As cutting back real quick with the shot will score is the Bulldogs, jumping out to a big lead. That's going to be Derek Hassel with the goal. Right as I was updating people across the conference, Derek Hassel wanted none of it, steals it away, and scores in close, unmanned Derek Hassel. As I was saying, Kalamazoo currently leads Alma 3-1. That game just started at 8 o'clock. At the end of the third quarter of play, Hope leads Albion 11-4. Now putting the brakes on. Hassel knocks this one free again. He's not going to get there in time to scoop it. The Knights take possession. This pass flipped. Reed sends it forward. A yellow flag flies. And it's going to be Knight ball. So it's the Knights' possession. Now it's time to figure out who is serving time for this yellow on the field. Ref conferences are something we've seen more of in this game than we would like. Didn't see one until the second period of play, as we've seen Austin Selvage get an offside, and then Josh Moyer with the cross check. We've seen 4 in this period. I believe that makes it 5 with that one. As 3 for the Knights. And that's going to be the second one for the Bulldogs. Looks to be Michael Jonas sitting down. As the Knights play it around the wide side, now underneath, looking for the pass in front. It's stolen away by the Bulldogs, and they're going to transition. Cam Reed plays it forward, and a big hit in the open field. Fighting for the loose ball. Reed can't scoop it. Knights going the other way. It's going to be picked up by the Bulldogs as Spangler fakes the pass, and now he'll sail one up the field. It's going to take one hop, skip off the ground, and be picked up just before going out of bounds, and a great move on the sideline by Christian Kohler. Now Smith playing it patient, going to go back to Kohler. This one will get out of play, staying in possession with the Knights. Passing it around. Shot attempt escapes once again, so we will stay here. 54 left on the shot clock. Looking to make a play is Warner's. Trying to keep the defender on his back. Puts the spin move. Nice pass. The defense for the Bulldogs is swarming as the shot attempt. Spangler lays out to make the stop as he dove to the ground, and it's going to be Bulldog possession. Sam Spangler was able to cover it up. Cam Reed fakes the pass, makes a move around one defender. Now he'll flip it up the field. Salvage has the back door. The Knights are playing an interesting style of defense here. Hassel goes back to the wing, now underneath. Salvage. Playing it from behind. Trying to get around the defender. It's McKenney as this ball skips around, picked up by the Knights. Taking a hack at it was the Bulldogs as it slips out of bounds. And it's going to be Knight ball. McKenney. Looking to play it forward. Now swinging it back for D. Sarbo. Gonna play it underneath. Back up top. Now over to break. Makes a move around one, puts the brakes on, pass in front. Gonna get scooped up. Sent back to break. Up top. Going to the wide side of the field. Nice spin move, trying to beat the defender, goes underneath. Now passed off over to Carpenter. Goes back to DeSarbo. Now to break. Splits the defense, his shot. Gets away, diving to retain possession. From behind the goal was Theodore Hollebeck. Nice move. Now the spin from Hollebeck. He'll pass it off to DeSarbo. DeSarbo, as there's 8 seconds left in the shot clock, as you can hear the Calvin fans. To break, can't get his shot to go. It's going to be stolen away by the Bulldogs. With 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter of play. Possession gonna swing back in favor of the Bulldogs. Running right up the middle. Untouched and taken off his feet with the big hit and another yellow flag. And the Calvin coaches are not happy about it. Of course, we're gonna have ourselves a conference here about this one. Don't forget to stay connected with all the action by following at Adrian College TV on social media. From game highlights to campus events, we've got you covered. Don't miss a moment. Follow at Adrian College TV today. So it's going to be number 22 for the Knights, Josh Gage, sitting in the box. Of course, following Adrian College TV helps support this student-run organization. All these broadcasts are student-ran. It's Coakley going to swing it underneath. Now back up top. The shot through contact gets blocked. It's going to get scooped up off the ground. Over to Selvage on the wing. The shot just misses the corner, and it will escape. 50 seconds remain, 21 in the quarter. Hassel to Selvage, up top to Coakley. Now going down to the wing, looking for a player. The shot will score! Who else but Michael Jonas grabbing himself another goal? If you're looking for an MVP, you don't have to go far. Michael Jonas has done it all for this team all season, and he does it again there. As once he grabbed it, he was looking for nothing but the back of the net. Sometimes great passers have to be aggressive if they're the best option to score. We get a little update here on the Michael Jonas stat sheet, as the Knights looking to capitalize, but the Bulldogs will steal it away. So quick update on the Jonas stat sheet. He has 10 points on the game, 7 goals, 3 assists in 3 quarters of play. He has accounted for 10 of the 14 points on the scoreboard, as that's going to be the end of the third quarter of play. Bulldogs go in 14-9. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on ACTV.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
Hello and welcome back here on Adrian College TV. My name is Sean Whitmer. You're watching men's lacrosse as we get ready for play. Catching a nice shot there of Alec Winiger, as he's been a very impactful player today. Getting ready for, I believe, a face-off, as I see Sam Burke down there ready to roll. Want to give a quick get ready for this face-off here. Want to give a quick shout out before the period begins on everybody involved in making this broadcast run smoothly. Of course, we have director Mason Foote. On the switcher is Josiah Durrell. Sideline reporting is Alex Herman. On the cameras, we have Cam Overmeyer, Gabby Broom, Tyler Ackerman, and myself up here commentating over this fantastic broadcast as Blackman cuts inside, now flipping underneath. The Knights trying to dwindle this lead down. Making a nice move is Warners, as he'll score. How about Jordan Warners? Trying to cut this lead down and doing just that, as it goes down to 4 with Warners skipping that one past Spangler. Palazzolo will take this face-off. Took a 1 face-off break, and now he's back awaiting. Palazzolo gets physical, and he'll scoop it up off the ground, playing it up the field. Now Bulldogs playing it from behind, trying to grow this lead. A nice pass in front, and the shot's going to be knocked away. Great save by Schaumburg. The Knights looking to transition. Now pass into the middle of the field. Warners, our most recent goal scorer, is going to initiate the offense for the Knights. Playing it back to Smith. Smith picks up the pace. Gets manned up. Some good defense. Smith not looking to pass. He wants to score, and he'll take the shot. It will be just wide. It'll stay Knight possession as Blackman will restart. 41 seconds on the shot clock. Blackman passing it up to the wing. Warners with a great spin move, now putting the brakes on. Gonna swing it over to Smith. Great move by Smith. He rifles one off the crossbar and it skips back to the middle field. It's gonna be picked up by the Knights. They're gonna have to reset. Goes back to Smith. He'll pass it into the offensive zone. Warner's running the show, sprinting up, fakes the shot, puts the spin move on, and he'll pass it underneath to reset. Passing it back to Carpenter. Now Smith makes the move. Back to Warner's with the shot. He'll score! Jordan Warner's doing everything he can for the Knights. Smith gets himself another assist tallied, and the Knights are trying to make the comeback and put a bookend on this game. Smith with the assist over to the game leader in goals for the Knights, Jordan Warner's. Only player outperforming him in goals in this game is, of course, Bulldogs' Michael Jonas. As this face-off goes into a scrum and finally scooped up by Nate Hansen. Going the other way, it's going to be out of bounds. Bulldog possession. Running the show on the inbound, essentially, is Jack Messel. Putting the brakes, nice move around one. Gonna pass it up. Bulldogs resetting their offense, trying to get all the long sticks out of the zone. As they're passing it around, and this one will be a shot that escapes the zone. It's going to be Bulldog possession. Passing it underneath. Now swinging it to the wing. Good job trying to fake out the defender. It's going to be passed around. Over to Selvage. Now back up top, Tidswell. Fakes the pass, back to Selvage, back to Tidswell. Tidswell goes back up top. Nice fake out. On the face dodge and the shot, it ties up Schaumburg. Bulldogs keep possession. 55 seconds remain on the shot clock. Going back up top. Good job spinning by Tidswell. Passing it around. And an absolutely rifled shot as the flag flies, likely against Derek Hassel. And Derek Hassel going to get called on the penalty most likely, as there was a collision between Hassel and McKinney. One of them got the flag call, as that's going to be an injury on the field. So we will take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be right back here on Adrian College TV.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
welcome back here in Docking Family Stadium on the campus of Adrian College. You're watching Adrian College TV as we get underway. Took a quick break for an injured player. Everyone was all right at the end of it. So Knights take possession. Seems as if the Bulldogs were called for the penalty. As the Knights are swinging it around, Blackman goes underneath. Back to Blackman. Fakes the shot with the pass. And that one's going to be deflected and stolen away. Bulldogs take possession. Running into the offensive zone. Some nice speed. But it's going to be Knights. Or mind you, Bulldogs with a timeout. It's going to be their first one of this half. This is a strategy they used in the first half to gain some goals. And we're going to take a break with them, so don't go anywhere, as we'll be right back after this.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
Hello and welcome back as we're down on the field here in Docking Family Stadium. Of course, Kapnick Field. So it's going to be Bulldog possession, starting it on the wing. Coming out of a timeout, you have to suspect they're going to do everything they can to get a good look. It looks like Michael Jonas is starting with possession, and he's going to be double manned. No surprise there, as he's played an absolutely phenomenal game, but just another day at the office for him. We're still under a stoppage here for a second. And now we're underway. Jonas getting manned aggressively by two players. Now they're going to take their whacks, but he's going to fight them off, running around everyone, and Michael Jonas will score. He does it all. Unstoppable on the shot. Michael Jonas doesn't need to pass. Just a great job by Michael Jonas as he just kept everyone behind him. And it's a great strategy to double team him, but you need to have one person playing in front of the lights out shooter that is Michael Jonas, grabbing his 8th goal of the game. So the Bulldogs extend their lead back to 4 with 10 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the game. Michael Jonas has 8 goals, 3 assists. He's being accredited with 11 of the Bulldogs' 15 points on this game. And that last one was unassisted. He did it all straight from the whistle. As the Bulldogs are still playing a player down. So that last goal was scored with a man down as Palazzolo tried to cut him off. Blackman looking to make a play. Now it's swung over. Back up top for Warners. Fighting through contact, and a lot of it, as he takes a tumble. That was Thomas Smith, but transitioning the other way is the Bulldogs. They're going to play it underneath for Jonas. Now back with the absolute rifle on the shot. Bulldogs will add another as number 20, Tyler Ristow, will grab a goal. Bulldogs playing great teamwork as Jonas grabs another assist on the pass to Ristow. It was Cam Reed cutting in front with the bigger body, not a size of a player you usually see in the offensive area. As the stats say Michael Jonas is accredited with that goal according to our PA, but I do believe it's going to go to number 20, Tyler Ristow, with the assist from Jonas. As Horoff with wheels running down the field, and his shot will escape, going back behind the net. Bulldogs will keep possession. So the stat sheet officially says Michael Jonas has 9 goals and 3 assists on the game. So he gets accredited with that last goal. We'll see if any changes are made. As Hassel almost loses it and now passes it off to Horoff. Going over to Coakley. Swings it back to Hassel. Now underneath. Jonas comes away with the ball. Tidswell. Back up top for Edwards. He goes underneath. Now over to Jonas on the wing. Tidswell. Playing 1-2. Back to Tidswell. Now Jonas fakes the pass. Goes back to Tidswell. Letting this shot clock run. Just swinging it around. Making the defense make a mistake. Tidswell with the screen on Jonas. Jonas gets the defender he wants. Puts the brakes on. Looks like he's going to isolate a little bit. Jonas with the pass. Coakley with the shot. And a great save by Schaumburg. Getting it up the field. As the pass a little long. Unable to handle it cleanly is Brian. And he'll finally do so. Now playing it up. Over to Kohler. Playing it from underneath and some bodies falling. There goes the yellow flag I was expecting. Thomas Smith looking to make a move. Puts the spin move on. Gets a check attempt, but doesn't take the tumble. Passed over to Smith. Now a pass in front and a big-time hit and a big-time flag. Trying to get the Laundry to touch the sky here. Was that official as he threw it as high as he could? But the Bulldogs are going to be serving, I believe, 2 penalties most likely, as that was an absolutely massive hit in front of the goal. I believe, based on the coaching I'm seeing down on the sideline, that was Owen Stuckey, a freshman midfielder for the Bulldogs. As they're going to be playing down 3 players, if my eyes are not deceiving me. So it's Stuckey, Coakley, and Sparks all in the box. So this is the opportunity that the Knights need. So currently the only player on his knee looking like he's serving is number 27, Owen Stuckey. So it is going to be Stuckey and Coakley is locked in, it seems, if I heard the official correctly. It's played underneath. The Knights need all the offense they can get. Now played back, up top, Smith. Faked it to Blackman. His pass finds a man, and that man will score. It's going to be None other than Jordan Warners, who does it again. The Knights pass it around cleanly. Once they find Warners, he will score. It's what he's done so well all game. As this face-off is going to be taken by Palazzolo. He's running down Main Street. Palazzolo with the shot, and it deflects away and off the crossbar of the goalpost there behind the end zone. That one bounced around about everything it could before the Bulldogs regained possession. Now Edwards setting up the show. Bulldogs up 4 with 6:50 remaining in the game. Playing it on the near side of the field. Can't catch a number. It looks like it's either Tidswell or Hassel running it underneath. Now putting a spin on. Coakley passed it off. He'll receive it back. Now sending it across. Back to Coakley. Back up top. Nice face dodge. That one deflects away, and it stays in the offensive zone. Great job by Cam Reed slapping it off the ground to his teammate. Edwards. Shoulders off a defender, and now goes underneath with the pass. They're going to call it a shot, so the Bulldogs will retain possession. Playing it from underneath. Now going up top, Coakley swings it to the wide side, unable to handle the ball. And finally picking it up is Tidswell. He goes back to Coakley. Return to Tidswell. He fakes the shot, pulls up, pass over. Jonas unable to handle it. Tidswell off the deflection, cuts inside, takes the shoulder from the defender, but the shot goes wide. Bulldogs starting the possession from underneath. A big-time hit on the screen attempt, as this is going to be passed up top. Tidswell shoots, and he'll score!
Bulldogs goal number 1,
Trace Tidswell with the goal off the assist from Austin Selvage. As I said, a big-time hit there at the start of that clip, but it's a great pass to Tidswell, and he absolutely sends that ball into the back of the net for the goal. And it's going to be a little bit of a conference here after the goal, as there's a flag on the play. Head coach Brett Wetzel not too happy with the situation his team is putting themselves in. So we're sitting at 17-12. There was a conference for the flag that occurred after or during. Don't believe the goal was waved off, but the Bulldogs, it might have been, as the Bulldogs are sitting here playing it, and it doesn't matter, as Tidswell will score anyway. So even if the goal was scored, so even if it was waved off, we have a little bit of deja vu. Tidswell from Selvage. And we have ourselves a timeout as well. Bulldogs are rolling. Selvage flipped to Tidswell, and Tidswell laced it past the goalie, Corgan Schaumburg. As that's going to do it for that possession. We got ourselves 5 minutes left in this game. And the chirping that is commencing on the field is tremendous. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, welcome to the home of Adrian College Athletics, brought to you by Adrian College Television. Follow us on social media to be connected to the latest broadcasts, news, highlights, and more. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. ACTV's social media handle is at Adrian College TV on all platforms. Thank you to all of our fans who tune in to support us at ACTV.
Hello and welcome back here on ACTV. You're watching Bulldog Lacrosse, and that's exactly what we've seen as the Bulldogs have been dominant. No goalie change for the Knights. I kind of suspected that's what the timeout was for, was to pull Schaumburg for one of their other goalies. Of course, they have freshman Jack Bermel on the roster, as well as senior Tristan Wyndham, and quite a few other goalies listed to go with it. But they're going to stick with Schaumburg to finish out this game. I see a couple goalies on the sideline, so they traveled. It's a curious decision in what could be a close game, as the Knights are going to take possession. A good pass flipped over to the side, and they're going to pull up. Let some changes be made. Of course, getting their face-off specialist off. That's Nate Hansen. Him and Palazzolo have been meeting face-to-face all day, as this ball is given over to Warners. Warners, a player in his face. Going to put the brakes on, give it over to Blackman with the spin move, fake pass, now pass up top. Swung back to Warners. He's been on fire today. He'll go underneath. As the pass looked like it was going to Smith, but Blackman will scoop it after the deflection. He'll go back underneath to DeSarbo. A nice spin move just to pass it off. The shot through contact, as it will escape. It's going to be Knights' possession. Played over to Smith. Tries to get around one defender. He gets manned up, and that's Brandon Horoff. There's not much of a better man defender on this team, as that pass will get out of play. Bulldogs take possession, and the Knights defense is going to have to do a lot to steal it back if they want a chance at winning this game. Cam Reed sends this one far down the field, and that's going to flip the field completely, as it was a shot. Bulldogs will get possession. Hassel passes it. Now another pass right inside. Didn't take the open shot attempt, letting this clock run. That was a clear look. So it's going to be played underneath. And the Knights are going to steal it away, going in the other direction with the Knights. Transitioning nicely. Now passing it up. Bulldogs bringing in some more long sticks, some more defenders to help. So the chirping still going on down on the field. DeSarbo going to pass it down underneath. Back up top for Billings. He gets taken off his feet. It's a clean grab, and a flag flies. So the whistle blows. A.J. Hayes is confused why the whistle sounded. I don't know if he was aware or not, but his teammate Cam Reed, with a massive check right in front of his face before he got the ball, is likely what caused. As Cam Reed, I believe, serving his first penalty of the game, but of course he has 14 penalties coming into today. It's going to be interference. So Cam Reed not going to have to serve any time for this. He'll be back on the field, and that makes the Knights make some changes as well. Once Cam Reed came back on, they knew they did not want 5'7" Jacob Bledsoe out there getting manned up by 6'5" Cam Reed. Pass underneath. Now sending this one straight in. And a great save by Spangler. Playing it back. Hayes sends it over. Spangler wasn't paying attention. This could be a costly turnover, but the Bulldogs will retain possession. Now over to Reed. He fakes the pass, keeps it himself. Jogs into the offensive area. Playing it on the wide side, now going underneath. Putting the brakes on. The great move. Bulldogs playing with a little bit more of a chew clock mentality as Tidswell beats everybody, runs inside, and Tidswell will score again. Trace Tidswell bringing the offensive firepower to put this Knights team to bed as the Bulldogs go up 19-12 with 1:36 remaining in the fourth quarter. Face-off going to go towards the Knights side. A good play up the field. Unmanned with a great pass. Flipped over. Jonas retreats. He gives it over to Edwards. Underneath. Jonas is going to cut towards the net. All eyes on him. Can he get 10 goals in this game? It's going to be passed right in front for a goal. It wasn't Jonas. It was Austin Selvage.
Bulldogs score, number 6, Austin Selvage from number 4, Derek Hassel.
Derek Hassel with the pass, and Austin Selvage, who was cutting right into the back door, opened up cleanly for the goal. 1:04 remain in this game. As Horoff is going to come on to play defense. And they're going to get a little bit of a triangle formed back there. A lot of sticks clattering. It doesn't matter as Palazzolo is going to take it up himself. Gives off to Selvage. Selvage is going to fake the pass underneath. Pulls back, now running. 40 seconds remain. They're going to go to the wide side. They could chew out the rest of this clock based on their shot clock to game clock ratio. Sitting at 20-12. It seems that's what the Knights expect. As it's going to skip around. Bulldogs wanted to take another shot attempt. As the whistle will sound. It's going to stay Bulldog possession, I believe. Awaiting the signal. It is Bulldog possession, sprinting towards the goal. 6 seconds remain in the game. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As this ball was sent through the sky. And the Bulldogs will win 20-12 over the Calvin Knights. Just a phenomenal game by the Bulldogs as they started out down, but it did not matter. As once Michael Jonas started rolling, that's all that mattered. He's officially been credited with 8 goals, 4 assists, and that other goal did go back to Ristow, as I mentioned. Bulldogs started rough, but they bounced back, and they got a great win to start off conference play, 1-0. So we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be right back here on ACTV.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Hello and welcome back. Of course, the handshake occurring after the game. Two teams went to battle, and Bulldogs came out victorious, staying undefeated at home this season, as that's going to be their 5th home win. Of course, also beating Otterbein, Dubuque, Wittenberg, and Allegheny College. This was one of their tighter matchups at home. Of course, the only one closer was their matchup against Wittenberg, which was their home opener on March 1st. But it has been an exciting game today between these two teams, as the Knights started off in the first quarter leading 4-1, but the Bulldogs bounced back to end the first half up 10-7. And it was a battle in the second half, but the Bulldogs were able to keep the lead growing and keep the Knights playing from behind. It was a very difficult game for the Knights after that first quarter of play. We've seen Herm talk to the defender, Cam Reed, who got the goal about 30 seconds into that second quarter. And that's what started everything rolling the Bulldogs' way, as they quickly jumped on top of the Knights to take the win. Checking around the MIAA, Hope has officially beaten Albion, and Kalamazoo is up 12-1 on Alma. We're going to cut quickly to the sideline with Alex Herman as he's joined with a player.
All right, we're here on the sideline with number 29, Michael Jonas. Michael, you had an incredible game here today. You scored 8 goals through full time. What do you think factored in to your offense today?
It's just a little bit of everything from everybody else helping me get open. And I think that's a full team offense effort there.
What does this win against Calvin mean to you and your team today?
It means the world to us. I mean, we lost to them last year in double OT, and we're kind of sour about that one. So putting up that 20 bomb on them felt real nice.
I think one of the things to highlight, too, you now lead the Bulldogs in goals, points, and assists. You got your 114th assist to take the assist record today. What's on your mind as you broke that record?
All the guys before me, I mean, assists, people are scoring for that to happen, so just credit all those guys throughout the years that helped me get there.
You're definitely one of the franchise players here now for the Bulldogs. What does it mean to wear the logo on your sweater?
It means everything. I'm a dog for life.
All right, we're going to send it back up to the booth.
Thank you, Herm, and of course, I'm sure everyone down there is happy to be a Bulldog right now and share the jersey with Michael Jonas, who has done a phenomenal job in his career here as a Bulldog, as have many others before him, as you mentioned. It was a great game between both these teams, but the physicality ultimately led the Bulldogs to the victory. And that'll do it for us here on Adrian College TV. My name is Sean Whitmer. Or forgive me, we are going to go back to the sideline real quick, briefly with Alex Herman once again.
Back on the sideline after the game, a massive victory for your team, Coach. After a slow first quarter, things weren't looking great, but you rebounded. How confident were you in your team that you knew you were going to get the job done?
Yeah, I mean, we're always confident with our guys. And that first quarter, we were making kind of uncanny mistakes. We were throwing the ball away, not like we typically do, and we weren't handling ground balls. I mean, it was just kind of a real sloppy quarter for us. And we just needed to settle down, take a deep breath, and realize that, we've done this before. We've played these games. We've played 11 games already before this one. Like, there's no reason for us to be tense, for us to be tight. So we were able to, collect ourselves, get it together, and I think, having a guy like Mike Jonas back there to kind of quarterback and settle us down is a big game changer for us.
Absolutely, and I think to your point, Michael Jonas definitely had a big game, but I think another player that played pretty strong is Sam Spangler back in the net. How can you speak to his performance today?
Yeah, Sam had a solid game. I think, again, he started out slow, and then he made some big ones there late in that second half that really were able to kind of keep the tide rolling our way. Usually he's a little more on in those early parts of the game, and I think he'll get that tuned in, but yeah, he definitely made a couple big ones late, and we needed those for sure to keep that momentum going our way.
Of course, the highlighted player of the game is going to be Michael Jonas. An unbelievable performance, now leads the school records in points, goals, and assists. How can you speak to having a franchise player like that?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty unbelievable, to be quite frank with you. I mean, he's been really nice to have for the last 4 years. Super calm with the ball, super controlled and composed with the ball. Doesn't matter if we're playing one of the best teams in the country, Christopher Newport earlier this year, or a game like today with Calvin. He's ready to roll. He's ready to do what it takes to get the job done. Running through double teams and scoring a goal, man down. I mean, he's just ready. He's it. I mean, he is it. And certainly without a guy like that, we're not where we're at right now as a program for sure. He's been a huge part of the rebuild. Him, Cam Reed, Sam Spangler, they've all been huge parts of the rebuild in terms of getting this program back to where it belongs, towards the top of the conference. And he did a great job and showed tonight why he's the MVP, the leader in points, goals, and assists. That's crazy.
Top dog, you could say. Looking ahead on your schedule, last question as we wrap up. You guys have Hope College next. How are you going to start preparing for that matchup?
Yeah, Hope's going to be tough. They're very tough. They're pretty similar to us, right? They're composed offensively. They move the ball around well. They can control possessions, win face-offs. So we're going to have to really do a nice job with that piece of the game and make sure we can kind of control our share of the possessions. If we've got the ball, we can score goals. I mean, that's what we've been talking about for the probably last month. If we've got the ball, we'll score goals. Our offense is just on a pace right now that is pretty historic for this program. And if we can keep that rolling, I think we can play with the best of the best right now.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the win. Good luck for the rest of the season, Coach.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Sean, we'll send it up to you for the close.
Thank you, Herm. And, of course, as
Thanks, guys.
Coach Wetzel mentioned, just a great job by Jonas leading this team. He led them with 12 points, and that's the same total that the Knights came away with as a team. Just a phenomenal job. Looking ahead at our broadcast for this weekend here on ACTV, we have baseball tomorrow versus Olivet at 4 o'clock, and then on Saturday we have a club baseball doubleheader starting at 1 versus Hillsdale College. Following that on Sunday, we have a club softball tripleheader versus Grand Valley State starting at 10 a.m. and running until they finish. So we look forward to seeing you for all that action, and thank you for joining us for what was an electrifying men's lacrosse battle between the visiting Calvin Knights and your Adrian College Bulldogs. We'll see you next time here on ACTV.